A verb is the action or state of being in a sentence. We are going to explore 11 different types of verbs. Action verbs, stative verbs, transitive verbs, untransitive verbs, linking verbs. Helping verbs, also called auxiliary verbs, modal verbs, regular verbs, irregular verbs, phrasal verbs, infinitives. Action verbs. Action verbs, as their name says, are used to refer to actions. These can refer to physical actions that are performed with bodies or objects, such as jump, hit, or sing, or mental actions that we use our brains to perform, such as think, consider, or memorize. List of action verbs: run, swim, help, ignore, believe. Examples of action verbs in a sentence. I work at a factory. Cats chase mice. We listen to the woman's amazing story. Stative verbs. Stative verbs refer to conditions or states of being. Generally speaking, we use stative verbs to describe things like qualities, states of existence, opinions, beliefs, and emotions. List of stative verbs: love, want, own, have, resemble. Examples of stative verbs in a sentence. The mansion has 5 bathrooms. Ali loves her younger sisters. My car needs an oil change. Transitive verbs. A transitive verb is a verb that is accompanied by a direct object in a sentence. The direct object is the noun, pronoun, or noun phrase that is having something done to it by the subject of the sentence. Both action and stative verbs can have direct objects, which means they can both be used as transitive verbs. Examples of transitive verbs in a sentence. Leonardo ate a delicious pepperoni pizza. The wealthy man bought 3 paintings. She really hates broccoli. Untransitive verbs. The opposite of a transitive verb is an intransitive verb. A verb is an intransitive verb if it is not used with a direct object. Examples: intransitive verbs in a sentence. Airplanes fly. The children slept while the adults worked. The terrified monkeys hid in the trees after they saw the gigantic hungry snake. Linking verbs. Linking verbs are used to link a subject with a subject complement. A subject complement describes or identifies the subject of the sentence or clause. Linking verbs can function as intransitive verbs, which do not take direct objects. List of words used as linking verbs: be, become, seem, appear, grow. Examples of linking verbs in a sentence. Mike is a great dancer. That gold watch looks expensive. Suddenly, the mall got really crowded. Helping verbs, auxiliary verbs. Helping verbs, also called auxiliary verbs, are helpful verbs that work with other verbs to change the meaning of a sentence. A helping verb combines with a main verb in order to accomplish different goals. List of words used as helping verbs: be, have, do, can, will. Examples of helping verbs in a sentence. The musician has performed in concerts all over the world. My cat is getting slow in her old age. Cheetahs can run incredibly fast. Modal verbs. Modal verbs are a subgroup of helping verbs that are used to give a sentence a specific mood. Each modal verb is used differently, and they can express concepts such as ability, necessity, possibility, or permission. List of verbs used as modal verbs: can, may, might, must, would. Examples of modal verbs in a sentence. Once you finish your homework, you may play outside. We must carefully add 2 eggs to the mixing bowl. I would go to the movies if I wasn't busy working. Regular verbs. A verb is considered a regular verb if its past tense form and past participle ends in ed, d, or the verb is a T-variant verb. For example, the verb look is a regular verb because both its past tense form and past participle is looked. Sometimes, regular verbs may slightly change spelling. For example, the past tense and past participle of cry is cried. List of regular verbs: jump becomes jumped, slip becomes slipped, try becomes tried, sleep becomes slept, lend becomes lent. Examples of regular verbs in a sentence. He walked 2 miles to the post office. We purchased all of the supplies that we needed for the camping trip. Tiffany had noticed something strange about Marcus's story. Irregular verbs. An irregular verb is a verb whose past tense and past participle form doesn't end in ed, d, and doesn't use the T variant. Often, the spelling of these verbs changes dramatically or may not even change at all. List of irregular verbs: be becomes am, is, are, was, were, be, being, and been. Eat becomes ate, eaten, fly becomes flew, flown, catch becomes caught, caught, set becomes set, set. Examples of irregular verbs in a sentence. Cindy knew all of the right answers. This junky computer has given me nothing but headaches since I bought it. The workers took the furniture out of the moving truck. Phrasal verbs. Phrasal verbs are combinations of a verb with prepositions and/or adverbs that have a different meaning from the individual words used to form them. For example, the verb shut means to close, and the adverb down means not up, or in a descending direction. However, the phrasal verb shut down means to stop the operation of something. List of phrasal verbs: ask for, put up with, talk down to, lock up, cut across. Examples of phrasal verbs in a sentence. The frustrated business owner closed down his store. Dave loves to show off his baseball trophies. My mother always told me it is a good idea to put some money away in case of emergencies. Infinitives. An infinitive of a verb is identical to the base form of the verb. For example, the infinitive form of the verb open is open. Infinitive phrases can be used for a variety of reasons, such as to act like nouns, adjectives, or adverbs. Examples of infinitive phrases in a sentence. To play guitar in a rock band is my goal. If you are looking for the best restaurants in town, Luis is the person to ask. The writing in the letter was too small to see.